Hello students. So in last session we have discussed the energy interaction with Earth surface. How is energy is absorbed by the target and how it is transmitted to the sensor and how it is the image information can be obtained. There are three fundamental processes. That processes is which absorption, reflection and transmission. This process is known as radiative transfer. Now here, which are the proportion that depends wavelength, angle of incidence and roughness of material. Moving further now, there is an important terminology for the transmission of energy to receive from the feature, that is this. This is reflection of two surfaces occurs in two ways. Which way? That is a specular reflection and diffuse reflection. Yes, in the energy interaction with atmosphere, student, you have heard about the process of reflection. Remember, absorption, reflection, refraction, that process, and scattering. That processes we already discussed. Now, very important process we are going to discuss is about what? Reflection. Why we are going to discuss? Because the angle of incidence, the incident ray which is going on the target surface and it is reflecting the energy to the sensor. That is very important. That is why there are two types of reflection of incident ray, that is specular reflection and diffuse reflection. Now, what is specular reflection? In specular reflection, it will give mirror-like reflection of light. In simple sense, single incoming, single outgoing. As the incident ray comes, the reflection ray will be equal to it only, and that will give the proper information of each feature. If there is some mixture of elements, if there is a tree, near to that is a road, near to that is a river, then if there is a diffuse reflection, what happens? Incident ray will be reflected in many angles, means sensor cannot obtain proper energy from the features. That is known as diffuse reflection. That does not give you a proper image. In diffuse reflection image, there will be lots of noise, and that noise will affect the image, and we cannot interpret or we cannot calculate anything on that satellite image. So specular reflection and diffuse reflection are the one way we can properly analyze our satellite image, and we can properly get the information that the image which is recorded in sensor with the radiation are proper, and hence it can give us a proper information about the image. Remember, specular reflection, diffuse reflection, both have the different terminology. Specular means a mirror-like, diffuse means it has many incident ray is reflected in many rays. Surface will be smooth in specular, surface will be rough in diffuse. Right? Generally, when we want to do any analysis or research, we are always doing on a specular reflection, because we get a proper information of each and every element of Earth. Right? Next, the very important topic, that is data acquisition and recording. Yes, data acquisition means what? How is sensor doing the data acquisition process and how it is recording? In which form the data is recorded into it? So very first of all, we will decide that how is data acquired. It is acquired by different mediums, that is by camera, by sensor, okay? And sensor are of variety of sensors which we are making. Now, student, here I will explain you the journey how we have started making the Indian remote sensor. The main organization for this space work is which? ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, and other institute is PRL, that is Physical Research Laboratory, right? So these both are developed under the leadership of, that is the Prime Minister leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, and with the help of who is our father of space, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Both have decided to obtain the information through the satellite image. They have made the vision of it. Before that, India was not developed in space technology. And that was the main aim, that we have started making the examples of the third balloon, of pigeon in the starting of this session, starting of this chapter. I have made you that what is the remote sensing history. This is how we started. Looking to that, Jawaharlal Nehru had added that if we have a good space technology, our nation can be developed in many ways. It can be helpful to us in many ways in defense also. So here, there are various Indian satellites. You need to study Indian satellites properly, student, here, because explanation of any satellite can be asked. There are various numbers of Indian satellites. Now, majorly, you have seen before many years ago, you have seen that there were only black and white photographs, right? Only black and white photographs are available, no color photographs were available. What is that? So the same way that is been done into our this remote sensing process also. The black and white image is known as panchromatic image, that will have only two bands, black and white, that is known as panchromatic image. The technical name for black and white image is known as panchromatic. Remember the name, panchromatic. Okay. And next is the known as multispectral. The name itself suggests it will have number of colors, various number of spectral. Spectral means the rays, various number of spectra we will be having. So here, multispectral gathers various types of data in different bands according to the color combination of features. Now, first of all, look to the figure of aerial camera. Aerial camera means what? The camera is mounted on the airplane, and aerially it will take the photograph. But in aerial photograph, you can see colors are not properly detected, only black and white image, that is panchromatic image, can be obtained. So moving further, you can see multispectral satellite image. Multispectral means what? It will be having different color recognition feature. Means you can see there is a water, there is a brown color sand, everything can be seen properly through multispectral data. Next, you can see radar satellite. Radar means what? Very in-depth detail of any feature can be obtained, that is radar satellite. And last is hyperspectral, many number of bands which is having minute information, that is hyperspectral. So this is very important. As per the requirement and research analysis, we are using this type of data. So this I am showing you because if I want to get number of bands, each and every information, then I have to prepare a satellite. I have to make a satellite in such a way that it obtains energy in this many bands, right? Here, I would like to give you an example. Students, see, if I am clicking a photograph from my mobile phone, it will recognize different variations. But if I want to do only black and white photograph, it will take only two bands, that is one is black and another is white. So this is how data acquisition is done. Now you can see there are sensors here I have shown you. The blue color straps are actually the image taking sensors. So in this I would like to discuss what happens. The golden color portion you can see on the sensor. Yes, that is our special sensor. We make that sensor, we keep the film aside it, beside both the sides we see the blue color strip is shown as a film. If through that the radiations will be sent to the earth and the data will be captured again into that strips only. Okay, so what happens when we are sending this sensor to space? There is only a sensor, it will go to the space, it will go to its appropriate orbit, and it will open its wing and start taking the photographs according to what? Polar synchronized or geosynchronized, right? So this is how it will take the data and it will analyze the data, that what kind of data is required, because all the specification we have already built on the surface of earth while making the satellite. Now you can see the image here, that is one satellite is moving and it is covering the whole earth data. This is how is whole data is covered, right? This is just I am showing the sample that how is satellite moving and how is data is gathered. Now if we see which are the different types of satellites, So Indian Remote Sensing Satellite. Indian Remote Sensing Satellite means IRS. You might have somewhere heard IRS data, Cartosat data, Resourcesat data, right? So here Aryabhatta is the very first satellite which we have launched. The first trial which we have made was named by Aryabhatta, Kalpana, Reset 1, Insat 3. In these, all we have set is different frequencies, different wavelength. How it is we selected this? This we have selected according to the active sensors, passive sensors, and according to our electromagnetic radiations. By giving different parameters to our sensors, we can acquire very good information of specific feature. So now India is very profound for sending sensors for only for natural feature gathering, only for water bodies, only for cleaning Ganga. We have sent the satellite very much powerful in defense also, very much powerful in acquire any data. We are sending the satellites, right? So here there are some series of satellites which I have shown. Now on the very top right corner you can see one type of satellite, that is the very first satellite made by India, which is known as Aryabhatta satellite, the first trial we have made. And yes, it is very good so that from the first trial only we have successfully obtained the data, right? So this is how whole our space department work, and how are the specifications of the sensors and satellite is very important. We will discuss further on. So multispectral, hyperspectral, aerial photography, radar satellites, all you have to remember that which type of satellites, which type of data we can obtain. So in next we will discuss all the satellites and sensor. Thank you student.